Namo Namaha. Today's Subhashitam is on good health and well-being and what it can do for us. Vyayamat labhate swasthyam, dirghayusham, balam, sukham, arogyam paramam bhagyam, swasthyam sarvartha sadhanam. Vyayamat labhate swasthyam. So, Vyayam is exercise, results in good health. Dirghayusham, long life, balam, sukham, strength and happiness. Arogyam, paramam bhagyam, good health and well-being is the greatest blessing. Swasthyam, sarvartha sadhanam, health is the means for everything. So, we have also heard of pranayam, which is controlling the breath, right? So, talking of good health and pranayam comes to my mind now. In this context, something about prana, which has been very well enumerated in our Upanishads. So, prana is the breath of life, as we all know. Once there was a little story from one of the Upanishads. So, the Asuras and Devas, as we know, the gods and the demons are always at war with each other, trying to prove each other their superiority over the other. So once the Devas decide that they must teach the Asuras a lesson, so they decide to use the Udgita mantra. So this story is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So they decide that, see, we are smaller in number as compared to the Asuras. So let's use the power of the mantra, the Udgita mantra, and whoever will go and utter the Udgita mantra, and that will sort of subdue the Asuras. So decide the Devas. So Indra first calls the Vak Indriya. So with every sense organ is a deity, certain deity that is associated. Okay, so each of these deities are Devas. So Indra first calls the Vak Indriya, the god of speech, and he says, okay, go and say the Udgita mantra. Okay, you're strong and you're powerful. Go and say the Udgita mantra in a loud and a bold tone, and that will subdue the Asuras. Go. So Vakindriya goes and he starts to say the Udgita. But the Asuras are too powerful. They are not going to be cowed down by any Vakindriya. They hurl the bag of sins at Vakindriya. And ever since then, poor Vakindriya, the deity of speech, has only been uttering lies. So he comes back. Then Indra says, okay, let me now send the next deity, next Deva, the Chakshus Indriya, the Indriya associated with the eyes. You go and utter the Udgita. So Chakshus goes, and the Devta goes, and then he says Udgita. Then again the Asuras hurl bag of sins at him, and ever since then the eyes have been only seeing bad things. Then the next person to come is the Shrotrindriya, the god of the hearing, of hearing. So he goes, again bag of sins hurled at him, and ever since then he's been listening to all bad things. So then Indra is worried. He says, my God. Then he sends Manas. You go. You are stronger than all these. You go and you face them. Udgita, he says, no use. Again, bag of sins hurled at Manas, and now he too begins to think of all sorts of mind is wavering here and there, thinking of all sorts of things. Then finally Indra says, okay, Prana, you come. You're very powerful. Why don't you go and say the Udgita mantra? So Prana comes. Actually, Prana, there are five. Prana, the moment it enters the human body, it splits into five. So that is, one is Prana, Apana, Samana, Vyana, Udana. So it circulates in these five forms within the different parts of the body. Okay, so Apana circulates in the pelvic area. Samana is in the it helps in digestion and transports the energy across the different organs. Then Vyana is here in the heart and in the lungs area. Udana is in the throat, in this area, and Prana circulates in the face, here skull, eyes, nose, ears, all over here. So that's how it splits, and it circulates within the body. So Prana goes and he says, okay, so now let me go and say Udgita. So with all the might and power, Prana is associated with Vayu. So he goes and says Udgita. The moment he says that, again the Asuras try their old trick. They try to throw the bag of sins at Prana. What happens? immediately the bag just explodes and the whole thing falls. All right, and prana has won. So now that he's won, he relieves the other deities, the chakshus, the shrotra indriya, the vak indriya, all the other deities, all the other senses, the deities associated with the other senses, they're all relieved, and together they fight the asuras and they win over the asuras. Okay, so and ever since then they all realize. So eye is the deity associated with the eye, the nose, the speech, hearing, and the manas. All of them realize that they should stop looking at all the bad things and focus only on Brahman. That is what is going to liberate them. Okay, so they all realize, and who taught them this lesson? Prana. So prana is also called dur because it keeps death dur. If prana is going well in your circulating strong, so if your breathing exercises are regular, and if you're doing pranayam regularly and taking care of your breath control, it will keep death dur, afar. So that is why it is called dur. So this was a metaphorical story, of course, to explain the importance of breath control, to do pranayam as a form of exercise. So the Subhashitam says, Vyayamat labhate swasthyam dirghayushyam balam sukham arogyam paramam bhagyam. Okay, nothing is greater. The greatest wealth is health, as they say, and that is exactly what this Subhashitam reiterates. Satyavachanam. Namo Namaha.